There has been so much happening over the last year or so, not only having a baby, not only preparing to launch a book, but also launching this beautiful cross necklace that is out today. And so I wanted to give you a little bit of the backstory, why I created it, the heart behind it, how you can get it, all those things. If you're new here, hi, my name is Tara, and I'm so glad you decided to watch and hopefully hit subscribe to this YouTube channel. I share everything from Christian encouragement for moms, for wives, for people in ministry, for no matter what season you're in. I also love to share like little snippets of our very ordinary lives and days and our discipleship routines, because we have two little boys now, a 4-month-old and a 3-year-old. So life is busy and full. But today, like I said, I'm talking about my cross. It's called the Everyday Cross that just launched today. So I want to share a little bit about the whole backstory and why I think you're gonna love it and why I had you so in mind and so in heart when I created this. So about 3 or 4 months before Grayson was born, so this would have been maybe end of summer, beginning of fall of 2024, I was contacted by this really kind family-owned jewelry manufacturer, and they reached out and said, hey, we would love to create some pieces with you and partner in that way. And truthfully, I have always wanted to do some kind of jewelry. It has been a huge part of my life and also in a lot of ways my testimony, which I'll get to that in a minute. But I just never, of course, knew how to go about it. And so I was very pregnant and very busy and very full and doing all of these launches while also trying to prepare for the future, for books, but also be very present at home. And so I was just waiting on the Lord and asking him, is this something that you want me to do in this season? And so after some prayer and after a lot of conversations with them, we as in me and my husband Michael, decided to move forward in faith in this. And I cannot tell you just how sweet it has been to work with this company and to be able to create something for you. This all started with my desire of not only just loving beauty and loving style and loving jewelry in general, but really from a desire of, I have seen the ways that practical things in my life, whether it's jewelry or books or resources, have helped me remember the gospel in my everyday life. Because I don't know about you, but it can be really hard to remember the truth and the hope and the freedom from guilt and shame and your purpose when you're changing dirty diapers every day, when you are clocking into a 9-to-5 that maybe you don't like, when you are just living the mundane life, doing loads of laundry and cooking meals and driving places and all of these things, just the very ordinary mundane things in life. It can be very easy to forget the gospel hope that we carry. It can be very easy to forget that God is our truth and the life and the way and the one who sustains us when we are at our weakest and when we are at our most exhausted. And so for me, I've seen the beauty of wearing even just things like crosses and jewelry over my lifetime that have reminded me that God is near, that God is so near, that he is literally so tangibly just as near as this is to my chest, that God is with me in the middle of it. And so when this jewelry manufacturer reached out and asked if we wanted to do a piece and what I was thinking, my first automatic response was that I wanted to do a cross. I am constantly getting asked questions on my Instagram over the 8+ years I've been on Instagram, where I'm getting my cross jewelry, and I've gotten them from different places over the years. And I wanted to create one that felt like me, that felt like something that you would wear, that felt dainty, but also felt bold, that felt wearable, that felt high quality, but not too expensive, because man, we know how expensive things can be nowadays. And this is what we came up with. This is the Everyday Cross. I am so happy with how it turned out. It is this beautiful hammered material, as you can see in the B-roll. It is just gorgeous. It is so shiny, and we just have the yellow gold right now. It's 14 karat gold plated. It is just stunning, and I've been wearing it every day for months and months and months, and I haven't really announced it until this week. I've just been wearing it, and it's really funny. I've been getting a lot of DMs and people saying, where'd you get your cross? Where'd you get your cross? And I'm like, it's coming soon. And I know that that's kind of annoying sometimes to say that and not to be able to share what it is, but finally I can share with you. So the Everyday Cross is out in the world, and you can get your hands on it today. I am so excited, but I want to go back and just share a little bit more about my testimony through it, because I personally know that when I want to buy something or when I want to be a part of a movement or a ministry, I love to hear the heart. And so quickly, I just want to share a little bit more about why jewelry why something like this. If you've read my book, Surrender Your Story, you know that I was on track to go to a college that would help me in a medical field. I was thinking maybe a nurse or a PA or even a doctor. And if you read my book, you know that that didn't necessarily happen. Clearly, I'm here today making YouTube videos and podcasting and writing books and speaking, but that did not go according to plan. And when I ended up dropping out of college and moving back home, just kind of in this in-between season, this very much of a season of like waiting on the Lord and not sure what He was doing, I ended up getting some of these odd jobs that I like to call them. So I worked at Nordstrom for a little bit. I worked at Anthropologie. So a lot of retail opportunities, and they were just what I thought like these moments of in between. I was just kind of like trying to make the time pass before the Lord made it clear what was next. But now I look back and I see that the Lord was really using all of those moments, all of those in-betweens, all those odd jobs to really prepare me for what was next. And this is not to say I've arrived in any sense of the word, but when I look back, it's really cool to see the way that the Lord used those retail experiences to not only form a love for fashion and style and that creativity, because really it's a creativity in us that God's placed in us when we're drawn towards beauty, when we're drawn towards even style and things like that. But He grew that in me, and He also grew in me a resilience, a deeper faith when I was trusting Him in that waiting. And it's really funny because growing up, I was such a tomboy, would always play with all the boys at recess, and never wore anything fancy. Hair was always back in a ponytail so that it wasn't in my face when I was playing football with the boys. So like just growing up, that's how I was. But as I got older, and then when I started working in retail, like my love for fashion and style just like exploded. And it's been really fun to see how the Lord meets us in our creativity, and that we were created from beauty, from His heart, and that just is illustrated in how we're drawn to beauty. And so this cross is not only what I think is gorgeous, and I think you're going to love wearing it and styling it with your outfits. It's so easy, it's so simple, it's effortless. I literally have thrown this on with a t-shirt and leggings and my hokas and gone out to the park with the boys, and it feels fun and extra and gives you a little something something. But I've also put it on with a nice sweater and jeans and a dress. But I also just hope that it will be a reminder when you look in the mirror, or when you feel it around your neck, or when you see it in the rearview mirror when you're driving, or whatever this looks like when you're getting ready in the morning or you're getting ready to go to bed at night. You see this cross on your chest near your heart, and you remember that Romans 1:16, it says, "For I am not ashamed of the gospel, for it is the power of salvation for everyone who believes." And so the cross is something to not be ashamed of. It's something to be bold after, and it's something to remind you that it carries you. Jesus carries you through your day, whatever you're facing in whatever day you're at. So that's a little bit of the backstory there I wanted to share, but it is officially out today, the Everyday Cross. You can get your own today. It's also a perfect time for Mother's Day. They're expected to ship on or before May 7th, so should be right in time for Mother's Day this year. Get one for yourself, get one for a mom, a mother-in-law, a mom figure in your life. We are doing limited stock right now for this first launch, so if you're thinking about it, I would encourage you to jump on it and grab your cross or a couple of them. But we will be having more stock later, and I will definitely keep you guys updated, not only here on YouTube, but on Instagram. So make sure to go follow me on Instagram. I'm very active over there, so you can see updates on when we're restocking. But we have a limited quantity for this first launch, just to see what you guys think. So I love you so much. Make sure to get your hands on the cross. If you do, I cannot thank you enough. I want to see you guys wearing it. When you receive the cross in the mail, make sure to tag me on Instagram. Make sure to like and subscribe this video. And I'd just love to have you over here on YouTube too, as well as other socials. So I love you so much, friend, and thank you so much for all of your support along the way. And I'll have everything in the description box, the link to TaraSunShop.com. You can grab the necklace. I probably should have said that earlier. I'll put it on the screen. TaraSunShop.com. Also in the description box. You guys can grab it today. Love you. Bye.